You're listening to the Sasha Davis Podcast, a show about overcoming fear and manifesting your dream life. Each week, we'll dive deep into real stories and tangible advice about spirituality, law of attraction, mindset, and money so that you can be your happiest, healthiest, and most abundant self. You ready? Here we go.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Today I want to talk about expansion versus restriction, constriction. And it can mean two very different things for individuals, right? So this morning I was on a call. We were talking about all the things that she has manifested. So cool. Money, increased mortgage, what they were allowed for a house. You guys are coming along for the ride. Hang on. Set you down here. All kinds of money wins that she has been going through this morning. So very cool stuff. I got to change the sprinkler and go water the horses. So you guys are coming with me for that. And so I asked her, because they just paid off a bunch of debt. I think they paid off 2 vehicles, which is awesome. And that's one of the things that's my goals is financial freedom. I don't want any more debt. And if we don't change our habits or the way we think and feel about money or expansion versus constriction, we can sometimes acquire additional debt unintentionally. So I told her, we were having a conversation and I said, if and when you get to the point where you thinking about buying a new car or bringing on new debt, ask yourself what feels more expansive to you. Does driving a brand new vehicle feel more expansive to you? And the answer may be yes. And you don't have to acquire debt to buy or to drive a brand new vehicle. You can have, you can pay cash if you do it right. Or does maybe driving a few-year-old vehicle and not having the debt or paying cash for that feel more expansive? And so I gave her an example because I used to be that person, excuse me, allergies, that a new vehicle was very expansive for me. Now, there's the girls. She is actually, believe it or not, gaining weight. She was even thinner than that. She is on the most ridiculous supplements and feed, and she's actually starting to look better. She actually does twice a month massage, equine massage, and also Beamer therapy. And then that one is Dixie. She's my favorite. She's my easy keeper. I have an easy keeper and a hard keeper, a young one and an old one. So those are the girls. But anyways, ask yourself what feels more expansive. And this is how law of attraction and manifestation works, is you choose the thing that feels more expansive. So you can do this with vehicles, you can do this with careers, you can do this with whatever opportunity is presented to you. You ask yourself, and this is something that you can feel in your body. This is where being in tune with how you feel really can help guide you to the things that you desire most, okay? And so sit with it. Say if you're coming up with buying a new house, right? That's the process that I'm in right now. And it's ooh, does this feel good? Does this feel expansive? Does this feel like opportunity? Or does this feel forced? Does this feel restrictive in any way, shape, or form? And if it does, say no to those things. You don't have to say yes to things that don't feel good. I think we force ourselves to say yes to things because we think we're supposed to. And it doesn't have to be. You don't have to have a brand new vehicle to feel worthy, I have made it, that's a place in my life where it no longer is aligned with my bigger goals. I don't want a car payment. Some people driving a new car, having a car payment or whatever has them feeling expansive, and that's fine and dandy. It doesn't have to be for everybody though. And so this is where, again, get out of the comparison mode, because you don't have to have all the things that the Joneses across the street do in order to feel worthy or feel good. You know what I'm saying? So ask yourself, anytime that you're making a decision in life, a big decision or even small decisions, start with small decisions, because that'll make it easier for you to decide on the big decisions, right? Does this feel expansive? Does this feel really good? What would my highest self say right now? What would the most badass version of me say to this? And if you'd be like, I would pass on this, then pass on it. Start showing up as that highest self right now. Don't wait till someday when, because even when you hit these goals or get these dreams, you're going to have new goals, you're going to have new dreams. And so you have to be really strategic with your strategy now on how you want to feel and the habits that you create, so that when you get to someday when, you bring those healthy habits right along with you. Money is a huge one, okay? Because if you don't budget now, if you don't set aside money for savings now, if you don't do those things now, you're not going to magically do it someday when. And this is when people incrementally upgrade their life, but they don't upgrade their habits right along with it, or their intentions, or the way that they feel, or the way that they show up in their life. They bring that old version to the person that they are at that time. So for example, if you get a raise at work, instead of using that extra $20,000 or $30,000 raise or whatever, and putting that aside to, financial freedom as your goal, they instead buy a new car and they acquire more debt, or they upgrade their house, or they upgrade these things. And so ask yourself, what is your biggest desires? Like, what are you after in life? And if financial freedom is one of them, are you doing actions today? Are you aligning those actions today with that highest self, with that goal? And if the answer is no, how do you shift? How do you do that? You know what I'm saying? And so take a step back, ask yourself, and this isn't always easy. This is not always easy. That's the hard part, is these steps are simple, but they're not easy. Rewiring your brain is not easy. That is probably one of the hardest things, or letting go of limiting beliefs, or letting go of who we thought we were supposed to be, closing a chapter before we open the new one. That is all really hard work. That's the inner work that most people avoid. They would rather live life by default and just show up and go at each day. And this is where we can get caught in like the negativity, or like the reoccurring patterns, right? We just get into this like zombie mode where we just start showing up and doing things automatically, not intentionally. So take a few moments today, breathe, ask yourself, is this what I'm, supposed to be doing? Is this in alignment with my highest self? What could I do to be one step closer towards those goals today? Create the space to do it. Go do that budget. Go exercise. Say no to the things that don't serve you. It can be saying no to a friend when maybe they're super toxic and all they do is complain about X, Y, and Z, or all they complain about is, they're just complainers, right? They're chronic complainers. Don't feed into that energy. Don't be an enabler. Set a boundary and say, hey, I love and appreciate you, but I don't have time for this today. You can be as simple as that. You can say no to an out to eat, I remember when I used to go places and people would be like, oh, do you want a drink? Even if I didn't really want a drink, I'd say yes, just because it was like peer pressure, you're like chronically people pleasing. So instead of asking, what do other people want me to do? What do I want to do? And how can I take actions that are more in alignment with that? So let go of the worry, let go of the self-doubt. Ask yourself, is this expansive or is this restrictive? Is this feel like I'm caving in on myself? Or does it feel like I'm like, wow, there's opportunity, there's possibility. I'm trusting the process. It's not always easy, but that's how you manifest. That is how you manifest. So that's my quick tip for you today. Anyways, catch you guys later.